Good morning. Nice to have you again. In today's lesson, we are going to look at one main objective, which is changing pronouns from direct speech to indirect speech or reported speech. How to change pronouns used in direct speech to reported speech. Before we proceed with today's lesson, let us revise and look at our previous lesson. In our previous lesson, we specifically touched on identifying direct speech and reported speech. We defined what a direct speech is and what a reported speech is. I believe we all can remember that. So when you ask what is a direct speech or a reported speech, you have an idea. Good. We define a direct speech to be the exact words of the speaker. A direct speech to be the exact words of the speaker. We also looked at some of the features of a direct speech. We said we use comma before the exact words of the speaker, and then we also said we use quotation marks. Then for reported speech, we said that it's not the exact words of the speaker. And for reported speech, we said that the subject, the pronouns, the verbs will change. In today's lesson, we mainly want to look at changing pronouns used in direct speech to reported speech. So the question, what is a pronoun? Okay, we define a pronoun to be a word used in place of a noun. I also believe we can give examples. Some examples of pronouns are I, they, we, etc. Good. I think with this we have an idea of what exactly we will be looking at. So this is how pronouns change from direct speech to reported speech. So for direct, where we have I in the direct speech, when changing, we either use she or he depending on the subject in the direct speech. Me becomes him or her. You, as the subject, we have he, she, I, or they. We have they. Us, them. My, his or her. You, him, her, me, them. Your, his, her, my, eyes. This, that, these, those, here, there. Let us go over this again. So for direct, where we have I in the direct speech, it changes to she or he depending on the subject. Where we have me, we have him, her. Where we have you, we have he, she, I, they. Where we have we have they. Us, them. My, his, her. You, him, her, me, them. Your, his, her, my, eyes, this, that, these, those, here, there. Very good. Now let's look at how these changes happen in sentences. So for a direct speech, where we have the use of comma, the use of quotation. For indirect, we realize that there is nothing like that. But let's look at how these changes occur, as in changing pronouns, indirect speech to indirect speech, changing pronouns from direct to indirect. So in example 1, the girl said, "We are all right." The girl said, "We are all right." So our main focus is on the we in the exact words made by the speaker. So we either maintain the girl said or we change it. That is not our main focus though. So with this sentence we have, she said they were all right. So we have changed the we in the direct to they, meaning that the speaker is part of that conversation. Okay, then we have in the second example, the lady said, "I have lost my watch." The lady said, "I have lost my watch." In indirect speech, we have the lady said she had lost her watch. So the I there changes to she. Because we have the noun lady there, we know that the pronoun to be used for lady is she. So we quickly change that in the indirect speech. Then the last one we have, "Can you drive?" they asked. Can you drive? They asked. This statement, even though the subject there is missing, it is obvious that they are talking to someone. So it changes in the indirect speech where we have, "They asked me if I could drive." They asked me if I could drive. So we have me there standing in as the pronoun for the pronoun which is not seen in the direct speech. Very good. I believe these examples are clear enough, and we can form as many of them as possible anytime we are called to do so. So for today's lesson, we have briefly just touched on one thing in particular, that is changing pronouns used in direct speech to reported speech. And we have looked at the pronouns that are likely to appear in direct speech and how they change in the reported speech. Then we also gave some examples to correspond to the lesson we are learning. You should note that in changing from direct to indirect, our main focus is on the words in the quotation. The words in the quotation. So where we have the pronoun in the quotation, that is our main focus. I am saying that in changing from direct to indirect, our main focus is on the pronoun in the quotation used in the speech. So the girl said, "We are all right." The only word we have changed there is they. The only pronoun we have changed there is they. So the focus is on the words in the quotation. In our next lesson to come, we'll look at how verbs also change from direct to indirect. On your own, I would advise that you form more examples to enable you be familiar with the lesson learned today. Thanks so much. Have a nice day. Bye.